You're rushing through the airport, stressed and stuck in long lines. But what if a staff member whisked you past a 45-minute security line and onto the plane before first class at zero cost? The secret's just a few words away, and it's 100% legit. Airlines keep these perks quiet, but if you're 60 or older, they're yours to claim. We're talking free wheelchair service, early boarding, hidden fare discounts, even surprise lounge access. Just by asking, most travelers walk right past them without realizing they just gave up $200 in savings. In this video, I'll show you 8 hidden airport perks that'll get you through security faster, save you money, and make flying a breeze. One perk even got me lounge access without a fancy credit card. Stick around until the end, because I'll share the one magic phrase that can open the door to nearly all of these perks. Airlines love it when you pay full price. But hidden senior deals can slash $100 or more off your ticket, and they're rarely mentioned publicly. Ever paid full price when a quick phone call could have saved you cash? Take American and United. Neither airline lists senior fares on their websites anymore. Both stopped offering official senior discounts years ago. But travelers on forums like Flyer Talk say calling in can sometimes reveal hidden fares or flexible discounts for passengers 65 and older. It's not guaranteed, but worth asking. Southwest, on the other hand, still offers senior fares for travelers 65 plus. They aren't always the cheapest compared to want-to-get-away fares, but they include one major perk: free ticket changes. For seniors who value flexibility, that peace of mind is often more valuable than saving a few dollars up front. Now here's the magic phrase. Don't just ask, do you have senior discounts? Instead say, I'd like to book a senior fare for a passenger age 65 or older. Travelers on forums report this wording nudges agents to check unpublished categories. My aunt tried it on a Florida trip and saved $150. This phrase has worked at United, Delta, and even American in some cases. No guarantee, it depends on the route and the agent, but it's worth the ask. So try it on your next booking and comment below with how much you saved. Your story might be the tip another traveler needs. Most seniors assume wheelchairs are only for people who can't walk at all. Not true. If you're 65 or older and your legs get tired, your luggage feels too heavy, or you simply want to avoid a mile-long trek through a busy terminal, you qualify, and it's free. This isn't a loophole. U.S. law requires airlines to provide wheelchair service when requested. It's written into DOT regulations, so they cannot deny you. You can note it when booking or call the airline later to add it. Some travelers even use the phrase ambulatory assistance if they can walk but need help with distances or carrying bags, though the official wording may vary. Here's what it looks like. An attendant escorts you through security, often via a shorter priority lane, takes you straight to your gate, and boards you before first class. They'll help with your carry-on and roll you right to your seat. You can even request it one way. Maybe use it on the outbound trip to save energy, skip it on the return if you feel fine. Service quality does vary. Major hubs like Atlanta usually run smoothly. But one traveler shared that at Honolulu, staff shortages left her waiting so long she actually missed her connection. The best move? Book wheelchair service in advance, so you're on the list, not scrambling last minute. Think of it less as a wheelchair, more as a built-in VIP escort. It saves time, lowers stress, and costs nothing. You just have to ask. Airlines rake in billions every year from baggage fees. But seniors can sometimes dodge them if you know where to look. And here's a question. Do you know which medical devices fly free? Stick around. This one surprises a lot of travelers. Start with veterans. Many U.S. airlines waive baggage fees for those who served, and the benefit isn't tied to age. To qualify, you'll need proof, either through We Salute Plus or with official military documentation at check-in. American Airlines, for example, lets veterans check up to 2 free bags for personal travel, while Delta and Alaska Airlines publish similar exemptions in their policies. Now add medical equipment, CPAP machines, oxygen units, insulin coolers, mobility aids. None of these count against your baggage allowance. The definition of medical necessity is much broader than most people realize. I heard from one retired veteran who combined both perks on the same trip. He checked 2 bags for free under his veteran status, then added an insulated cooler for his medication at no cost because it was tagged as medical. 3 bags, 0 fees. Some travelers even report airlines extending this courtesy to a spouse traveling with them when medical gear is involved. It's not an official rule, but polite requests have worked in more than a few cases. So if you're checking anything health-related, speak up. Gate agents often have discretion to apply the medical exception. Why hand over $35 a bag when the system already gives you ways around it? These loopholes exist. You just need to know how to use them. Airport lounges usually feel off-limits, reserved for business-class flyers or people flashing premium credit cards. But seniors sometimes slip past the velvet rope without either one. How? A few little-known exceptions. If you're over 60 and have a medical need, say you need a quiet space to take medication or rest, lounge staff may make an exception. During a long layover, a passenger once showed her prescription meds and was waved through with no fuss. Delays can also open the door. By law, the U.S. Department of Transportation requires airlines to provide support during severe delays. Typically, meal vouchers if a domestic flight is delayed more than 3 hours, or hotel accommodations if an international flight is held up 6 hours or more. And when flights are packed and resources are stretched, older travelers or those with health needs are often prioritized for this support. Real-world reports back this up. One Reddit user described how their elderly parent was given a Sky Club pass by Delta staff at Atlanta, ATL, after a 5-hour delay. No premium ticket required. The golden phrase here isn't to demand entry. Instead, ask, "I'm a senior traveler with some medical needs. Are there any support options while I wait for my connection?" That phrasing signals to staff that you qualify for assistance, whether that's a meal voucher, a hotel, or even lounge access. And that's the hidden beauty of this perk. While everyone else is pacing the concourse or refreshing the departure board, you could be quietly enjoying a perk most travelers never realize exists. Plenty of people spend $78, fill out paperwork, and sit through an interview just to get TSA PreCheck. But once you hit 75, you get a lighter version automatically. No application, no fee, no background check. At that age, security lines feel different. You can keep your shoes and light jacket on, and you'll usually step through a simple metal detector instead of more complicated screening. It makes the checkpoint faster and a lot less stressful. There's also a handy tip. If the line is backed up, let the TSA officer know you're over 75. While it isn't written into TSA policy, frequent flyers on forums like Flyer Talk and Reddit often mention being waved into shorter lanes. It's an unwritten courtesy that happens more often than you'd expect. In one story, a man's father, just past 75, was stopped at Bangkok during a busy morning rush. He worried something was wrong, but the officer simply guided him into a faster lane, cutting half an hour off his wait. So if you're in this age group, don't be shy. A polite word about your age can make the entire security process smoother. Others pay nearly $80 for 5 years of PreCheck. At 75, you get many of those same perks automatically. Did you know about this hidden benefit? Ever sat in economy wishing for more legroom but assumed an upgrade was impossible? Seniors actually have an advantage here that most people never try to use. At check-in, explain if regular economy makes you uncomfortable. Maybe you need extra legroom, better back support, or quick restroom access. Gate agents may move you to a roomier seat or even premium economy if space is available, though it isn't something you can always count on. One woman in her 60s told me she'd been upgraded several times. She thought it was luck, but a Delta agent said, "You looked polite and put together." She realized most passengers showed up in sweatpants and loud t-shirts, while she simply dressed neatly and asked calmly. That's the difference. Staff deal with pushy requests all day. A senior who's polite, reasonable, and highlights a genuine comfort need may get a yes, depending on availability. The smart approach? Frame it as comfort, not entitlement. Would it be possible to move to an aisle or a seat with more legroom? It makes flying much easier for me. Sometimes, that small shift in wording is all it takes. Do you want to board a plane without all the pushing and shoving? For seniors, there's a way to skip the scramble. No wheelchair required. Boarding usually feels like a race. Families with kids first, then elite status, then the big crowd. But if you're over 60 and want extra time to settle in, most airlines will let you pre-board if you simply ask under mobility assistance. Unlike wheelchair service, this option is for seniors who can walk fine but just need a calmer boarding experience. And you don't need medical paperwork to qualify. The phrase that works well is, "I'd like to request pre-boarding due to mobility needs." That usually puts you right after families with small children and before the general boarding groups. People who've tried it say the difference is night and day. Instead of rushing down the jet bridge shoulder to shoulder, they walked on calmly, stowed their bags with ease, and took their seats without being jostled. Think of it as the middle ground. Wheelchair service is great if you want full escort, but early boarding is the lighter, simpler option for anyone who just wants a few quiet minutes before the crowd. Now that you know the perks, here's how to line them up so you don't miss out. When booking your ticket, request wheelchair service if you have any mobility concerns. It can be added right there in the reservation. About 24 hours before departure, call the airline directly. That's the best time to ask about senior fares, flexible ticket options, or any medical baggage exemptions. At check-in, mention your age and politely ask about available support. Gate agents hear complaints all day, but a respectful senior with a clear request stands out. This is also the moment to request pre-boarding if you'd like more time to settle in. If your flight is delayed or canceled, don't wait for the airline to make the first move. Approach the counter and say, "I'm a senior traveler with some health needs. Are there accommodations while I wait?" That single sentence can mean the difference between hours of stress and a meal voucher, hotel, or even lounge access. And here's the mindset to keep. Don't claim perks you don't need, but never leave real benefits on the table. And that's the full toolkit, 7 hidden airport perks designed for senior travelers. From secret discounts to wheelchair escorts, from early boarding to flexible tickets, these little-known benefits can turn a stressful trip into a smooth one. The airlines won't advertise them, but now you know exactly how to ask, what to say, and when to use that magic phrase. Even claiming just one of these perks could save you money, energy, and a whole lot of hassle. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever used one of these perks before? Or did you learn something today you'll try on your next trip? Share your experience in the comments. And if this video opened your eyes, hit the like button so more senior travelers discover these hidden benefits. Subscribe to the channel for more smart travel tips the airlines don't want you to know. And share this with someone who's planning their next flight after 60. Until then, safe travels, smooth flights, and may your next journey be easier than the last.